Hello and welcome to this new and interesting episode of Open Book Entrepreneur. Today we have Jen here with us. She's a pain shifter and she's got very interesting story, very interesting suggestions, and also she's got her work is actually science based. So Jen, please introduce yourself to our audience.
Yes, thank you. I am Jen Ushel, and I am in Virginia in the United States. And I've been a physical therapist for 35 years, and I'm integrating that with pain science and lifestyle medicine and health and wellness coaching. And my mission is to help people know that pain is not a life sentence. We have the science and we have the tools to connect with people to help them get relief so that they can become painless for a life of more.
Absolutely, and something we touched based on before we started recording. So my question is really like, if we feel pain, if someone feels pain, is that a sign that something is wrong in the body? Is that just a mental sort of feeling, or what's happening there?
Yeah, that is a huge question for a short podcast, so I'm going to do my best here. One of the biggest myths about pain is that if I feel pain, there's something wrong with my tissues. And the reality is that pain and tissue damage are two different things. We can have tissue damage. Many of us have had that experience of noticing a scratch or a bruise on our body, but we didn't know when it happened and it didn't hurt. So that's an example of tissue damage without pain. And the opposite is also true. Many of my clients, they have debilitating pain and the doctors say, "Well, your scans look great." And this is so hard for people because they believe that something on the scan is explaining their pain. And the truth is, pain is very complex. It involves all systems of your body, and it's really based on the level of threat. So, the more threat your nervous system perceives, whether it's real or not, is the output of pain. And this is super important. If there's one thing that your audience takes today, it is that all pain is real. All pain is real. Pain scientists have never scanned fake pain. And so if anyone tells you that you're exaggerating, you can't have pain like that, it's all in your head, I encourage you to get up and walk away and find some different supportive people.
Excellent, yeah. And then also on top of that, like we touched the base as well before we started recording about how pain actually shows up and when it shows up and how we prioritize. So, can you tell us this story that you mentioned about
Sure.
that? Yeah,
Yeah, a great example is I'll involve you a little bit, Tony. If you were just walking down the sidewalk today and you sprained your ankle, would it hurt?
probably, yeah.
Yeah, probably. And it's good that you feel that so that you can take care of your ankle. Now, let's take that exact same ankle sprain, but you're crossing a really busy road, and out of the corner of your eye, the moment you sprain your ankle, you see a bus coming hurling at you. Are you going to feel pain?
Well, probably our priority is running away from the bus. Yeah.
Right. So your brain and nervous system are going to choose what is the bigger threat. And in that example, the bus is the bigger threat. If you were to feel pain in your ankle, it would slow you down and that might lead to you being splatted by the bus. But the good news is your nervous system is so cool is that when you get to the other side and you're safe from the bus, your nervous system and brain reevaluates again. What's the bigger threat, the sidewalk or now Tony's sprained ankle? And that's when you'll likely feel the pain in your ankle, and then you can do something about it.
Exactly, and this actually reminds me of a story of a friend of mine who was in the army, yeah, and he actually came to pick up some package I brought in from London, and at that moment I actually injured my ankle, yeah, and he saw me, going like this, and I was like, oh, I'm in a lot of pain and stuff, and he was like, you know what? I used to be like that. And then I went to the army and I had this same injury. And because we were sort of like doing some exercise which was life threatening, I just didn't have a chance to actually feel the pain. So I had to like continue running in these big boots. And so yeah, that's exactly what happens actually with pain.
Yes, you are correct. That's a cool example that you have in in a different part of your life. I like that. Yeah,
Exactly, yeah.
absolutely.
So tell us like how do you actually help your clients with this?
Yeah, so it is very individualized. I do groups, but it's a different type of person that's ready for a group versus individualized. And it always starts with a very thorough evaluation because I need to know their story and what is contributing. Because again, pain is so much more than I hurt my shoulder, I had a surgery. And recently I had a new client, and in the evaluation, she'd had two failed surgeries. Okay. But then we realized she was caring for two aging parents around the time of her surgery. She was moving from one house to another. And so all of these other things in life can contribute to an experience of pain. And we actually call them yellow flags. What are other things going on? So once we understand the yellow flags, we really start to educate somebody because people know what pain feels like, but no one's ever told them why they hurt. And the research is super clear. When people understand pain, they have less pain. And then the other two super important areas, again, unique for each person, is movement. Movement is essential for a healthy nervous system. And then what can we introduce to power down your nervous system? And I've put that all together in an Empower You format. So the E is education, the M is motion is lotion, and the P is powering down your nervous system.
Great stuff. And, from your experience, is there a better way to actually manage pain than just taking painkillers?
Whew, yes. Yes. And we actually have research is that this is very cool. The most powerful pain medicine in the entire world sits between your ears. Your brain produces better pain medications than anything out here. And there's no side effects. So that EMP framework is restocking your own medicine cabinet. And it's cool. They've actually studied this in runners. Runners, if they run 6 miles at just an average pace of 10-minute miles, their brain produces the equivalent of a higher than standard dose of morphine you get in the emergency room.
Wow.
That's how powerful our system is.
Okay, okay. So running is a solution here, yeah, for some people.
We're gonna take that back to movement because some people, their movement begins with 2 minutes of walking, and some people, it's 10 minutes in the pool. So, how we integrate movement is as important and unique to the person as is their story and what they're motivated to do. So, no, I don't want everybody going out there and running.
Okay, sounds interesting. So, if someone wants to actually get in touch with you, connect to you, or learn more about what you do, Jen, how they can do that?
Yeah, my website is jenushel.com, and then I'm very active on LinkedIn. So it would be great. Find me there and let's connect.
Great stuff. And just before we go, obviously, one final question. Like, if someone is actually in pain, feeling pain, and they went to the doctor already, doctors, they checked everything, and, it's not clear where the pain is coming from. What's one piece of advice you have for them?
My advice is to get curious, especially the longer you've had pain, the far less likely it is an actual tissue, and find somebody who is knowledgeable to help you understand your pain so that you can start to feel better and do more.
Great stuff, Jen. That's a perfect answer. Thank you all for watching and listening to this episode. If you have any questions for Jen or me, you can ask them in the comments, and we'll be more than happy to answer those. And then on top of that, Jen, thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for sharing your tips, and thank you for being a guest today.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Same here. See you all in the next episode. All the best, and bye bye.